Chapter 30. Part 1. After eating the entire plate of my steak, it was delicious, and I have to get the recipe from Mrs. Brooks and maybe she could show me how she made the steak taste so good. I sit on the stool, still beside Chris, and feel demented. I wonder what he meant when he said, becoming his without dating. I have no clue what he meant by that and I wanted to ask him, but he had distracted me with those full lips. He did say I'll find out soon enough. I wonder how soon it will take for him to tell me, and just maybe that's what he's keeping from me. I want to know, desperately. I shake my head and say to myself, don't worry about that now. To some extent, I feel like a changed woman. I want this man and he wants me, at least I hope he does, and not just playing games with me, again. Of course, my subconscious chimes in, are you literally considering giving your virginity to him? You haven't even known him that long. She shouts at me. She's right, I have not known him long. But I'm really falling for him, hard, and I never felt this way about anyone before. I look at the dirty plates and I figure to clean up the mess. Cleaning always keeps me distracted. I need a distraction from arguing with myself. I never did that before, until I met Chris. I move to clean up the dishes when Chris's fist wraps around my wrist to stop me. His touch ignites something inside. I leer over him, and he quickly lets go all too soon, which is stupid because I despise it when he grabs me. Unquestionably, I am affected by him. Now I want him, badly, and I don't care what my subconscious is telling me. Brooks will clean that up, he tells me. It's okay, Chris. I don't mind, sit, I order him. Did you just demand me to sit? He smirks. I smile back. Yes, I did, now sit. Well, let me help you. I give in. I'll wash the dishes while you dry them. I move to place the plates in the sink and then grab the white towel that is hanging from the stove and toss it to him. He catches it and shakes his head. I was just going to put them in the dishwasher. It's only a few dishes, I mutter. Boy, this man's lazy, he can't even wash one dish, he would rather put them in the dishwasher. No wonder he just throws his stuff all over the place. Well, he does have people to clean up after him, probably since he was young. I start to lather up the soap and the sponge and begin to wash the dishes. He steps next to me and I bump my hips against him. He stills and steps back a little. I smile to myself as I hand him the plate and lightly brush my fingers with his. His eyes shift to me and his eyes darken. I hear a soft moan escape his mouth. Sushiana, I know what you are trying to do, and it's kinda working, but I already told you we have to take this slow, he mutters, and it sounds like his breathing has hitched. Chris, what do you mean? I'm just trying to wash the dishes, I smirk, while playfully biting my lip. I know what I'm doing and I can't believe I'm acting like this. You know, I never knew you had it in you. Had what in me? I ask when I thump him with my hip again. He stiffens and shakes his head, but still dries the plate and slowly puts it away in the cabinet at the same time eyeing me with burning blue eyes. You're seductive, Sushiana, his voice is soft, alluring. Is that what I am? And you are going to be really fun to work with, he grins. What do you mean? Now I'm confused. You'll see. I'll open your eyes to a whole new world you never dreamed of, Sushiana. I will see. Just tell me, Chris. What if I show you? My eyes widen and I'm bolting up with raging hormones, and my breathing is shallow. He grins and reaches out to me and runs his thumb across my lower lip. But I won't show you just yet, he says when he removes his thumb, and I want him to touch me again. Why? Why don't you show me now? I ask quickly with anger mixed with a little bit of desire. He sighs. Because you know why. You're innocent. I giggle. I'm not that innocent, Chris. Fuck Sushiana, you have never been kissed before, until me, he growls. Why is he mad at me now? Is that bad that I have never been kissed before? I whisper. No, but with all things considered means you never had sex before, right? He lifts a brow. I look down at my hands and whisper, yes. Well, that makes you a virgin, he tells me like it's a bad word. I flush and nod, embarrassingly. So we need to take this slow, unless. He stops for a beat like he's putting something into consideration. No, we need to go slow. Then why did he tease me before? He's a fucking tease. Damn him, now, I'm fuming with rage and I'm just frustrated. Do you have to work today? Chris asks me and he's once again back to changing the subject, just so he can divert me away from the main reason why we are talking. At 1, I have to go to the science laboratory for one of my group projects. I'm working with my lab partner Owen, whom I have to complete this project for the finals. My finals are next week, so we need to finish the assignment by this week. Later I have to go to work at 4 today. Yes, I respond as I look up at the clock that hangs over the kitchen sink. Shit, it's 12:35. I have to get going, I say, restlessly. I'm going upstairs to change out of these clothes so I can give them back to you. You don't have to give them back to me right away or you can keep them, I shrug. It's not like I'll ever use them, and if you did give them back to me they'll just sit in my closet collecting dust. No. I need to give these back to you before I forget, or at least I can give you money for them. What? Why would he want to pay for those old clothes? I glare at him and say, you don't have to give me money for them. But they were your dad's clothes, I should at least give you something for them, and I can afford to pay you back. I shake my head. Chris, I don't want your money, just keep them. I have plenty of my dad's clothes at home, so it's no big deal. Are you sure? Yes. Besides, I like you in those clothes. The words fall out of my mouth before I even have time to stop them. Great. Now he knows I like him in that wardrobe, or practically anything he wears. It looks good on him, but I think he already knew that I loved his body and him wearing his clothing because I do stare at him a large number of times when he's with me. I literally need to stop gawking at him so much. He raises his eyebrow. Oh really? I tease. Well, I love those jeans you have on. They show off your bubble ass. My bubble ass. I question with my mouth wide open and then slightly giggle. Chris and his dirty mouth, which I do love, but I'll never tell him that. He responds as he eyes my behind. Feeling ashamed, I slightly shift my body so he wouldn't be able to see my backside. Baby, you don't have to hide from me, besides I love your body. You have a nice full rack and a nice round ass. I love it when you wear clothes your size, so I can see your nice curves. You should wear those types of clothing more often. I feel less ashamed after his kinky way of complimenting me and feel admired that he loves my body. Anyway, I've sobered up, so I'll be giving you a ride to work. We didn't bring your bike, and you can't argue with me. He gives me a smug grin. I wonder if he did that so he can spend more time with me. Well, I need to go to the lab, I inform him. Okay, let's go. He cocks his head sideways, grabs his keys, and strolls over to the door that leads to the garage. He opens the door for me and I roll my eyes when I start to move by the door. I dislike when he orders me around, but it feels nice that he'll do things for me, like giving me a ride. It's the little gestures he does that make my heart warm inside. Once we exit the door, he closes the door behind us, and we head to his vehicle. Chris stops me by the car and gazes down at me, his expression bewildering, and I'm confused as to why he suddenly stopped me. He drops his keys and launches himself at me and pushes me against the car, making me feel his erection. Okay, now he's actually teasing me. He grabs my face and I feel his warm hands on my skin. He pulls me to kiss him as he pushes his tongue inside my mouth. Still, with my sudden shock, I kiss him back. I begin to cloak my tongue with his and taste his exquisite peppermint flavor. I moan as my fingers twist into his hair, and kiss him passionately. My desire takes over and I feel heavy and hot, feeling a deep sensation inside me. He groans and lets me go of me too early, pushing me away from him. Leaving me hanging and needing him more than just that kiss. I want you so much, he whispers against my mouth. Forget working on my project, he can have me right now. But not today. He murmurs. I frown. What? Why not? But soon. He adds. Do you know why I was teasing you, Sushiana? No. Why? I breathe. Because you rolled your eyes at me when I told you not to. Plus you're lucky all I did was kiss you. I'm puzzled. What does he mean I was lucky? Stop thinking so much because you'll find out, but not today. Now get in the car, he demands as he picks up the keys from off the floor. And no rolling your eyes at me. This time I don't roll my eyes as I climb inside the vehicle, but I want to roll my eyes to see what more he would do to me, but decide against it because I do have to go to the lab and I don't want to be late either. Chris hops in and presses the button to open the garage and the garage door starts opening. He turns on the ignition and drives off to the road.